The note was sitting on my kitchen counter when I got home from selling my last painting. Cream-colored paper, Mom's careful handwriting in blue ink. Thank you for organizing everything, Maya. I know Amelia must have helped. I stared at those words until they blurred. Amelia didn't help. Amelia didn't even know I'd been planning this party for 3 months. My name is Maya, and I'm about to tell you how I spent $15,000 trying to buy my mother's love. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. You sold the Costa Rica piece? Kayla's voice crackled through my phone as I paced around my now half-empty apartment. The walls looked naked without my artwork covering them. Had to. The venue deposit was due yesterday. I kicked at a paint tube on the floor. Mom's 60th only happens once, right? Maya, honey, you canceled therapy for this party. You liquidated your savings. You postponed your dream trip to Costa Rica. For what? I walked to my laptop and pulled up the party planning spreadsheet. 67 line items. Rooftop venue with city views. Live jazz quartet. Custom floral arrangements. Open bar. 3-course dinner for 40 guests. Every detail perfect. She's going to love it, I said, more to convince myself than Kayla. When she sees what I put together, when she realizes I did this all myself. What you did all yourself, not Amelia. Right. Not Amelia. But even as I said it, something twisted in my stomach. Because I knew my family. I knew how these things went. Remember my college graduation? I asked Kayla. The one where your mom spent the whole dinner talking about Amelia's promotion? Or my art show last year. The one where Mom showed up 20 minutes late because Amelia needed help picking out curtains. Kayla sighed. So why are you doing this? I looked at the note again. At those careful words that somehow managed to erase me, even while thanking me. Because maybe this time will be different. The next morning, I drove to the party supply store to pick up the custom banner I'd ordered. Gold lettering on cream fabric. Celebrating 60 years of Lorraine. Simple, elegant, expensive. The teenager behind the counter handed me the package. Big party? My mom's 60th. Rooftop venue. Live music. The works. Sounds amazing. She's lucky to have a daughter who cares so much. I smiled, but it felt fragile. I hope she thinks so. My phone buzzed. Text from Amelia. Can't wait for tomorrow. You're so sweet to help Mom with the party planning. Help. Not organize. Not plan. Not fund with my entire savings account. Help. I typed back. Actually, I planned the whole thing myself. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then, of course, I just meant help in general. You know what I mean? I knew exactly what she meant. That afternoon, I sat in my car outside Mom's house, holding the custom portrait I'd painted of her. It had taken me weeks to get her expression right, the way she smiled in family photos, genuine but guarded. I'd used her favorite colors, soft blues and creams, and painted it on canvas I'd stretched myself. The front door opened before I could knock. Maya. Perfect timing. I was just telling Lillian about tomorrow. Mom stepped aside to let me in. Her best friend Lillian sat at the kitchen table, coffee cup in hand. The party's going to be incredible, Lillian said. Amelia really outdid herself with the planning. I felt my smile freeze. Actually, I planned. Oh, you helped too, of course, Mom interrupted. You girls work so well together. I held up the wrapped portrait. I brought your gift early. I wanted to give it to you privately. Mom's face lit up as she unwrapped it. For a moment, just a moment, I saw real joy in her eyes. Maya, this is beautiful. You're so talented. I painted it from that photo of you in the garden, remember? The one from last summer. It's lovely, sweetheart. Really. She propped it against the wall. I'll have to find the perfect spot for it. Lillian leaned over to look. How nice. You should do one of Amelia next. She'd love that. And just like that, the moment was over. I drove home with my hands shaking on the steering wheel. Tomorrow would be different. It had to be. I'd spent everything I had, sacrificed everything I wanted, to make this party perfect. Tomorrow, they'd finally see me. I pulled into my driveway and checked my phone. Another text from Mom. Thank you again for all your help with tomorrow. Amelia's going to be so surprised by how beautiful everything looks. I stared at that message until the screen went dark. The rooftop looked like something out of a magazine. Golden hour light streamed across the city skyline, casting everything in warm amber. The jazz quartet played softly in the corner, while guests mingled around cocktail tables draped in cream linens. White roses and baby's breath cascaded from tall centerpieces, exactly like the Pinterest board I'd obsessed over for weeks. I stood near the bar, watching my family laugh and dance. My cousin Jordan spun his wife around to the music. Uncle Taylor chatted with some of Mom's old friends. Everyone looked happy, relaxed, perfect. Maya! Aunt Sarah grabbed my arm. This is absolutely stunning. You must be so proud. Thank you. I wanted everything to be perfect for Mom. Well, you certainly delivered. The flowers alone must have cost a fortune. I smiled and excused myself to check on the catering. The servers were setting up the dinner stations, everything running smoothly. I'd coordinated every detail down to the minute. There's my party planner. Mom appeared beside me, radiant in the navy dress I'd helped her pick out. Everything looks incredible, sweetheart. I'm so glad you love it. Happy birthday, Mom. She squeezed my hand. I can't believe Amelia managed to pull all this together with her busy schedule. My stomach dropped. Mom, Amelia didn't... Maya! Amelia's voice cut through the music. She glided over in a flowing emerald dress, looking effortlessly elegant. Isn't this amazing? I can't believe how perfectly everything came together. She hugged Mom, then turned to me with that practiced smile. You did such a good job helping me execute the vision. I didn't help execute anything. I planned this entire party myself. Amelia laughed, that tinkling sound she made when she was about to say something cutting. Of course you did so much work. I couldn't have done it without you handling all the little details. Little details, like the venue, the catering, the music, the flowers, everything. Actually, I started, but Mom was already being pulled away by Lillian. Lorraine, you have to meet my daughter's friend. She's in event planning too. I watched them walk away, leaving me standing there with Amelia. You look tense, she said, adjusting one of the centerpieces. Try to enjoy yourself. This is Mom's night. I know it's Mom's night. That's why I spent 3 months planning it. We both did our part. She smiled at a passing waiter. Oh, excuse me, could we get more champagne at table 6? The waiter nodded and hurried off. Amelia turned back to me. See? Teamwork. I walked away before I said something I'd regret. The dinner was perfect. The salmon was cooked exactly right, the wine pairings were spot on, and the chocolate cake I'd special ordered from Mom's favorite bakery got rave reviews. I sat at the family table watching everyone enjoy themselves, feeling a cautious hope building in my chest. Maybe this was it. Maybe this was the moment everything changed. Ladies and gentlemen, Mom stood up, tapping her champagne glass with a fork. If I could have your attention for just a moment. The rooftop fell quiet except for the soft jazz still playing in the background. I want to thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate with me. 60 years feels like both a lifetime and no time at all. She paused, looking around at the faces gathered around her. But I have to say, I'm overwhelmed by the love and effort that went into making this evening so special. I held my breath. When I think about what it means to have family, I think about people who put others before themselves, people who work quietly behind the scenes to make magic happen. She raised her glass. Amelia, sweetheart, this party is absolutely perfect. You've outdone yourself. I'm so lucky to have a daughter who would go to such lengths to make her mother feel loved. The applause erupted around me, but it sounded muffled, like I was underwater. I watched Amelia stand up, graciously accepting the praise, her face glowing with humble pride. "Oh, Mom, you know I'd do anything for you," Amelia said, her voice carrying across the rooftop. "Family comes first, always." More applause. Someone whistled. Jordan raised his glass. "To Amelia, for being such a devoted daughter." To Amelia. The glasses clinked around me. I sat frozen, watching my sister bask in the recognition for work I'd done, money I'd spent, dreams I'd sacrificed. "Maya helped too," Amelia added, almost as an afterthought. "She's always so good with the little details." A few people nodded politely in my direction, before turning their attention back to Amelia, who was now telling a story about how challenging it was to coordinate everything with her demanding work schedule. I excused myself to the bathroom and locked the door. In the mirror, I looked pale, hollow-eyed, like a ghost at my own party. My phone buzzed. A notification from Facebook. Mom had posted a photo of the family table, everyone raising their glasses to Amelia. The caption read, "My amazing daughter Amelia outdid herself tonight. So grateful for her thoughtfulness and love. Blessed Charcher family, Chart's 60th birthday." 43 likes already. Comments pouring in. "Amelia is such a sweetheart. What a thoughtful daughter. You raised her right, Lorraine." I stared at that post until my hands started shaking. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Amelia's face glowing in the candlelight as everyone toasted her. I kept checking Facebook, watching the likes climb on Mom's post. 67 now. Each one felt like a knife twist. My phone rang at 2 a.m. Kayla. "I saw the post," she said without preamble. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine." "Maya." "I'm not fine. I'm the opposite of fine. I just spent $15,000 to watch my sister get credit for my work." Again. "What are you going to do?" I stared at the ceiling. "Nothing. What can I do? Correct every person who comments? Post my bank statements as proof?" Actually, that's not a terrible idea. "Kayla, I'm serious. You have receipts, you have emails, you have 3 months of planning documents. And I'll look like a bitter, jealous sister if I post them. Or you'll look like someone telling the truth." After she hung up, I opened my laptop and started scrolling through old photos. There it was, my high school graduation. Mom's Facebook post. "So proud of both my girls today." Amelia's Dean's List achievement and Maya's graduation. What a day. Amelia had graduated 3 years earlier. She wasn't even at my ceremony. My college graduation. Celebrating Maya's big day. Amelia drove 4 hours to be here for her sister. The photo showed Amelia on her phone during my speech. My first art show. Maya's opening night. So grateful Amelia could take time from her busy schedule to support family. Amelia had shown up 20 minutes before closing, stayed for 10 minutes, and left early for a date. Every milestone, every achievement, somehow became about Amelia's sacrifice or support. Even when she wasn't there. Even when she actively made things worse. I kept scrolling. Found the text thread from last month when I was planning the party. Me. "Hey, can you help me pick a caterer for Mom's party?" Amelia. "Super swamped with work. You're so good at this stuff anyway. Just pick whatever you think is best." Me. "What about flowers? I'm torn between roses and peonies." Amelia. "Either works. You have great taste. BTW, try to keep things low-key so the family image stays coordinated. You know how you can be." How I can be? Meaning what? Caring too much? Trying too hard? Actually showing up? I screenshot the conversation and kept digging. Found the email thread with the venue coordinator. Every single message from my email address. Found the payment confirmations, all from my bank account. Found the vendor contracts, all signed by me. My phone buzzed. A Facebook notification. Someone had commented on Mom's party post. Lawrence Phillips. Just like old times. Invisible Maya strikes again. Lawrence. We'd gone to high school together. He'd seen this dynamic play out at every school event, every family gathering, every birthday party for 18 years. The comment had 3 likes already. I clicked on his profile. He was a journalist now, working for some online magazine. His bio said he specialized in untold stories and overlooked voices. Before I could stop myself, I was typing. Me. Hey Lawrence, saw your comment on Mom's post. Want to hear the real story? He responded within minutes. Lawrence. Always. You free to talk? We ended up on a video call that lasted 2 hours. I showed him everything. The bank statements, the planning emails, the vendor contracts, the pattern of credit stealing that went back decades. This is wild, he said, leaning back in his chair. You've been documenting this your whole life without realizing it. I wasn't documenting anything. I was just living. Maya, you need to tell this story. Not to me, not to a journalist. You need to tell it yourself. What do you mean? Make a video. Post it yourself. Let people see what really happened. I can't do that to my family. What did they just do to you? After we hung up, I sat in my empty apartment, surrounded by the spaces where my paintings used to hang. The walls looked like missing teeth. I opened my laptop and clicked on the camera icon. The red recording light blinked at me. Hi, I said to the camera, then stopped, started again. My name is Maya, and I want to tell you about what it's like to be the discarded daughter. I talked for 23 minutes straight. About the party, about the money, about the pattern. About selling my art and canceling therapy and giving up Costa Rica. About watching my sister take credit for my work while my mother smiled and applauded. I showed the receipts, the bank statements, the emails, the Facebook posts going back years. When I finished, my face was streaked with tears I didn't remember crying. I stared at the upload button for 10 minutes. Then I clicked it. The title read, What It's Like to Be the Discarded Daughter, My Story. I closed the laptop and went to bed. When I woke up 6 hours later, the video had 847 views. By noon, it had 12,000. By evening, it had 89,000 views and 3,200 comments. This is my story too. I thought I was the only one. You're so brave for speaking out. Make this into a podcast. I'm sending this to my therapist. My phone was ringing non-stop. Texts from numbers I didn't recognize. Friend requests from strangers. And one missed call from Mom. I let it go to voicemail. The voicemail was 3 minutes of Mom sobbing. Maya, honey, please call me back. I don't understand why you did this. People are saying horrible things about our family. About me. Please, we need to talk. This isn't like you. Call me. I deleted it and opened my laptop. The video had hit 150,000 views overnight. The comment section was a mix of support and chaos. This gave me chills. I'm the Maya in my family too. Your sister sounds like a narcissist. Why are you airing your family's dirty laundry online? This is so fake. Nobody spends $15K on a birthday party. That last comment made me laugh. I screenshot my bank statement and posted it in the replies. My phone rang. Kayla. Girl, you broke the internet. I just saw your video shared in 4 different Facebook groups. Is that good or bad? Depends. How do you feel about BuzzFeed wanting to interview you? What? Check your email. Also, someone from Good Morning America reached out. And there's a woman named Sarah from some podcast network. I opened my email. 47 unread messages. Interview requests, collaboration offers, people sharing their own stories. One subject line made me stop. Your video saved my relationship with my daughter. I clicked it. Dear Maya, I watched your video this morning and immediately called my youngest daughter to apologize. I've been doing to her what your mother did to you, always praising her older sister, always making her feel invisible. Thank you for opening my eyes. We're going to therapy together next week. Jennifer. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through more emails. Story after story of people recognizing themselves, their families, their pain in my words. Maya? You there? Kayla's voice pulled me back to the phone. Yeah, sorry. This is insane. People are actually listening. Of course they're listening. You told the truth. When's the last time you heard someone be this honest about family dysfunction? My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Hi Maya, this is Rebecca from BuzzFeed. Would you be available for a quick call today about your viral video? Before I could respond, another text came in. Maya, it's Jordan. We need to talk. Can you call me? Jordan, my cousin who was at the party, who saw everything. I called him back immediately. Maya, thank God. I've been trying to figure out how to reach you since I saw your video. Are you calling to yell at me? Because I'm getting enough of that from… No. I'm calling to apologize and to tell you that you're not crazy. I sat down hard on my couch. What? I saw what happened at the party. We all did. When your mom gave that toast, my wife literally turned to me and said, "Didn't Maya plan this whole thing?" But nobody wanted to say anything because, family drama. So you all just watched Amelia take credit? We're cowards, Maya. I'm a coward. I've watched this happen to you for years and never said anything because it was easier to stay out of it. I could hear him take a shaky breath. But watching your video, seeing you lay it all out like that, I can't pretend anymore. You've been getting screwed over by this family your whole life, and we all enabled it by staying quiet. Jordan, I'm not done. I posted on Facebook this morning, told everyone that you planned and paid for that entire party. That Amelia didn't lift a finger, that we all owe you an apology. I pulled up Facebook and found his post. It was long, detailed, and completely honest about what he'd witnessed. It already had 62 likes and 23 comments. Thank you, I whispered. Don't thank me yet. Your mom is furious. She's been calling everyone in the family, trying to do damage control. Says you're having some kind of breakdown. Of course she is. But here's the thing, not everyone's buying it. Uncle Taylor called me an hour ago. He said he's been thinking about your graduation party when you were 16. Remember? When Amelia organized it, but you did all the work. I remembered. I'd made all the food, decorated the backyard, invited everyone. Amelia showed up an hour before guests arrived and started directing people around like she'd planned everything. He remembers too. Says he's ashamed he never spoke up. My phone was buzzing with more texts, more emails, more notifications. The video had hit 200,000 views. Jordan, I have to go. The media wants to interview me. Good. Tell your story. All of it. Some of us should have been telling it years ago. After we hung up, I opened the BuzzFeed email and typed back, "Yes, I'm available to talk." Within an hour, I was on a video call with Rebecca, a young journalist with kind eyes and a notebook full of questions. "Walk me through the party planning process," she said. "Start from the beginning." I told her everything. The 3 months of coordination, the vendor meetings, the sleepless nights worrying about details. The $15,000 that represented my entire savings, my Costa Rica fund, my emergency money. "Do you have documentation of all this?" I shared my screen and showed her the email threads, the payment confirmations, the contracts. She took screenshots of everything. "This is incredible, Maya. You essentially have a paper trail proving your entire story." I wasn't trying to build a case. I was just trying to throw my mom a nice party. And instead, you documented a pattern of emotional abuse that's been going on for decades. The word abuse hit me like a slap. I wouldn't call it abuse. What would you call it? I stared at her through the screen, at my own face in the small video window. I looked tired, older than my 32 years. Invisible, I said finally. I'd call it being invisible. The BuzzFeed article went live at 6 a.m. By 8 a.m., my video had jumped to 400,000 views. By 10 a.m., my phone was completely unusable from all the notifications. The family group chat was on fire. Mom, Maya, please call me. We need to discuss this privately. Uncle Taylor. Lorraine, I think we need to have an honest conversation about how Maya's been treated. Aunt Sarah. This is getting out of hand. Maya, take the video down. Jordan. Sarah, did you even watch it? She's telling the truth. Aunt Sarah. That's not the point. This is family business. Jordan. Family business that's been hurting Maya for decades while we all look the other way. I scrolled through dozens more messages. The family was splitting into camps, those defending Mom and Amelia, and those finally acknowledging what they'd witnessed but never addressed. Notably absent from the chat, Amelia herself. My phone rang. Unknown number. Maya, this is Dr. Patricia Williams from the Today Show. We'd love to have you on tomorrow morning to discuss your viral video about family dynamics. What? The Today Show? Your story is resonating with millions of people. We think it's an important conversation about family favoritism and emotional neglect. Before I could answer, another call came in. Then another. CNN. Good Morning America. 3 different podcast networks. I turned my phone off and opened my laptop. The video had 600,000 views now. The comments were overwhelming. I'm 45 and just realized I'm the discarded daughter in my family. Sending this to my therapist. Thank you for putting words to my experience. Your mother's Facebook post made me sick. The gaslighting is real. I'm the Amelia in my family and I'm horrified. Going to apologize to my sister right now. That last comment stopped me cold. I clicked on the profile. A woman named Jessica from Portland. Her recent post read, "After watching Maya's video, I realized I've been taking credit for my sister's work our entire lives. I called her this morning to apologize, and we talked for 3 hours. We're meeting for coffee tomorrow. Thank you, Maya, for showing me what I couldn't see." My doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole, a delivery guy with a massive flower arrangement. The card read, "Thank you for your courage, from a fellow discarded daughter in Ohio. Rachel." Over the next hour, 5 more deliveries arrived. Flowers, chocolates, a bottle of wine, a care package with tea and bath bombs. All from strangers who'd watched my video and wanted to show support. My phone buzzed with a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Maya, this is Antonio, Amelia's fiancé. Can we talk? I think you're being really unfair to your family. They love you." I stared at the message. Antonio, who'd barely spoken to me at the party except to make condescending comments about my artistic lifestyle. I typed back, "Unfair how? By telling the truth?" There are 2 sides to every story. Your family is devastated. Where was this concern when I was devastated? When I spent my life savings on a party and watched my sister take credit? 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then, "You're right to be upset. Maybe we could grab coffee and talk about it?" I always thought you were the more interesting sister anyway. I screenshot the message immediately. Antonio, who was engaged to Amelia, was now trying to... What? Flirt with me? Console me? Play both sides? Another text came in. "I mean it. You've got this fire that's really attractive. Amelia's been pretty boring lately." I screenshot that one too. My phone rang. "Kayla. Please tell me you're seeing all this support pouring in for you. It's insane. People are sending me flowers. The Today Show wants me on tomorrow. Are you going to do it? I don't know. This is getting so big. What if I'm making a mistake? Maya, listen to me. You told your truth. That's not a mistake. The fact that it's resonating with hundreds of thousands of people means you're not alone in this experience. But my family, your family had 32 years to treat you right. They chose not to. Now you're choosing to speak up. After we hung up, I opened the family group chat again. New messages had poured in. Mom. Maya, I'm getting calls from reporters. Please stop this. Cousin Lisa. Just watch the video. Maya, I had no idea it was this bad. Aunt Sarah. Lisa, don't encourage this. Maya needs to take responsibility for her part in the family dynamics. Jordan. Sarah, what part? Being generous? Caring too much? Trying too hard to earn love she should have gotten freely? Uncle Taylor. I've been thinking about Maya's sweet 16, and her college graduation, and her art show opening. Sarah, we failed this girl. Aunt Sarah. Taylor, you're being manipulated by a one-sided story. Jordan. It's not one-sided when she has receipts for everything. I scrolled up and saw that someone had added a new person to the group chat. Amelia. Amelia. I can't believe you're all discussing me like I'm not a person. Maya, we need to talk. This has gone too far. Me. Where have you been for the last 24 hours while everyone else was dealing with this? Amelia. I've been trying to figure out how to fix this mess you've created. Me. The mess I created by telling the truth? Amelia. By airing our private family business online for strangers to judge. Jordan. Amelia. Maybe the real mess is how Maya's been treated all these years. Amelia. You don't understand our relationship. Maya has always been dramatic. She's always needed more attention. I stared at that message. Always been dramatic. Always needed more attention. I opened my camera app and hit record. Hi everyone, it's Maya again. I wanted to address something my sister just said in our family group chat. I held up my phone, showing Amelia's messages. This is what gaslighting looks like. When you speak up about being hurt, you're called dramatic. When you ask for basic recognition, you're accused of needing too much attention. I posted the video as a follow-up to my original one. Within an hour, it had 50,000 views and counting. My phone rang. Mom again. This time, I answered. Maya, thank God you answered. Mom's voice was shaky, desperate. We need to fix this. People are calling me at work. Strangers are messaging me on Facebook. This has to stop. Hi, Mom. How are you doing? How was your birthday party? Did you enjoy it? Silence. Maya, don't be like this. You know I appreciated everything you did. Do I? Because your Facebook post said Amelia did everything. I didn't want Amelia to feel left out. You know how sensitive she is about these things. I laughed, and it came out sharp. Amelia is sensitive about being left out? Mom, do you hear yourself? This isn't like you, Maya. You're usually so understanding. So mature about these situations. You mean I usually stay quiet while you erase me? I never erased you. You're being dramatic. There it was again. Dramatic. Mom, I have to go. I'm doing the Today Show tomorrow morning. You're what? Maya, no. You cannot go on national television and… I hung up. My laptop was pinging with new email notifications. I opened them to find something incredible. Business inquiries. A gallery in New York wanted to feature my work. A greeting card company wanted to license my designs. 3 different art collectors had reached out after seeing my paintings in the video. But the email that made me stop breathing was from a woman named Patricia Chen at the Morrison Foundation. Dear Maya, I watched your video and was moved by your story. I'm writing to inform you that the Morrison Foundation would like to offer you a $50,000 grant to establish an art foundation for under-recognized female artists. Your story embodies exactly the kind of overlooked talent we aim to support. Please call me at your earliest convenience. $50,000. More than 3 times what I'd spent on the party. I called Patricia immediately. Maya, I'm so glad you reached out. Your video has been shared in our office all morning. We've been looking for someone to spearhead a new initiative, and your story is exactly what we need. I don't understand. You want to give me money to start an art foundation? We want to fund your vision. You spoke about being discarded, overlooked. There are thousands of female artists in the same position. We want you to create a platform for them. I've never run a foundation before. But you've lived the experience. That's what matters. We'll provide mentorship and resources. The first grant should be named something meaningful to you. I knew immediately. The Discarded One grant. Perfect. Can you come to New York next week to discuss details? After we hung up, I sat staring at my laptop screen. In 2 days, I'd gone from invisible to having my own foundation. My phone buzzed. A text from Antonio. Saw your follow-up video. You're really going scorched earth, aren't you? I respect that. Coffee offer still stands. I screenshot it and typed back. Does Amelia know you're texting me? What Amelia doesn't know won't hurt her. She's been pretty cold lately anyway. All this stress from your video. Another screenshot. Then I had an idea. You know what, Antonio? Let's grab that coffee. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Cafe Luna downtown. Really? Great. Looking forward to it. I wasn't planning to show up. I was planning something better. I opened my camera app and started recording. Hi everyone, quick update. I'm launching an art foundation for under-recognized female artists, funded by the Morrison Foundation. The first grant will be called The Discarded One, for artists whose work has been overlooked, stolen, or credited to others. I paused, looking directly into the camera. I'm also sharing some interesting messages I've been receiving. I held up my phone, showing Antonio's texts. I'd blurred out his number but left his name visible. This is from my sister's fiancé. The same man who barely acknowledged me at the party is now sliding into my DMs, calling my sister boring and asking me out for coffee, while engaged to her. I posted the video and waited. It took exactly 17 minutes for my phone to explode. The family group chat was chaos. Jordan. Antonio, what the hell? Uncle Taylor. Is this real? Amelia, are you seeing this? Aunt Sarah. Maya, this is too far. You're destroying relationships now. Me. I'm not destroying anything. I'm just showing what was already broken. My phone rang. Amelia. Maya, you vindictive bitch. How could you do this to me? Do what? Show people what your fiancé is really like? You're trying to ruin my engagement. I didn't send those texts, Amelia. He did. You could have handled this privately. Like how you privately took credit for my work. Like how Mom privately erased me from her Facebook posts. This is different. No, it's not. It's just the first time the truth is inconvenient for you instead of me. She hung up. Within an hour, the video had 100,000 views. The comments were brutal. Antonio is trash. Amelia deserves better, but also karma. The golden child's perfect life is crumbling. I feel bad, but also don't. This family is toxic, top to bottom. Maya is serving justice on a silver platter. My phone rang again. Unknown number. Maya, this is Jennifer from People magazine. We'd like to do a feature story on your family situation and the foundation launch. Are you available for an interview? I looked around my apartment. The walls were still bare from selling my paintings, but now they'd be filled again, with new work. Work that would be credited to me. Yes, I said. I'm available. That night, I got a text from Jordan. Antonio's been calling everyone, trying to explain the messages. Says you took them out of context. Nobody's buying it. Amelia kicked him out. She's staying at Mom's. I typed back. How's Mom handling all this? Not well. Lillian stopped returning her calls. Half her book club saw your video. She's talking about family loyalty and airing dirty laundry. But people are asking questions she can't answer. Good. Maya, are you okay? This is getting really intense. I looked at my laptop, at the foundation paperwork I'd been filling out, at the interview requests piling up in my inbox. I'm better than okay, Jordan. For the first time in my life, I'm visible. The Today Show interview aired on Thursday morning. By Thursday afternoon, my doorbell was ringing nonstop. I'd stopped answering it after the third news crew showed up wanting a follow-up interview. So when the doorbell rang at 6 p.m., I ignored it like all the others. Then I heard her voice through the door. Maya, I know you're in there. We need to talk. Mom. I looked through the peephole. She was alone, holding a manila envelope, her face puffy from crying. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. What do you want, Mom? Can I come in, please? I drove 3 hours to get here. I stepped aside. She walked into my living room and looked around at the bare walls, the empty spaces where my paintings used to hang. You sold everything. I had to, for your party. She flinched like I'd slapped her. Maya, I never asked you to. You didn't have to ask. I thought if I made it perfect enough, you'd finally see me. She sat down heavily on my couch, clutching the envelope. I do see you. I've always seen you. Really? Then why did you give Amelia credit for my work? I didn't mean to. I was just trying to make her feel included. By excluding me? You're so capable, Maya. So independent. Amelia needs more encouragement. I stared at her. Mom, do you hear what you're saying? You're telling me that because I'm strong, I deserve less love. Because I can handle being ignored, it's okay to ignore me. That's not what I meant. That's exactly what you meant, and you've been doing it my whole life. She opened the envelope and pulled out a stack of papers. I brought these for you. I looked closer. They were printouts of Facebook comments, news articles, interview requests. All about me. I've been reading everything, she said quietly. All the comments on your video, all the articles, all the people saying they relate to your story. And I realized I don't know my own daughter. She handed me a printed comment from someone named Sarah in Michigan. Maya's story is my story. I'm 28 and I've never felt good enough for my mom because my sister is the easy one. Watching Maya speak her truth gave me permission to speak mine. Another one. I'm a mother of 2 daughters, and Maya's video made me examine my own behavior. I've been unconsciously favoring my older daughter because she's more outgoing. I called my younger daughter today to apologize. There are thousands of these, Maya. Thousands of people saying you saved them, helped them, made them feel less alone. I set the papers down. Why are you showing me this? Because I need you to know that I see it now. I see what I did to you, what we all did. It's too late for that, Mom. Is it? She reached into her purse and pulled out her phone. I want to make this right. She opened Facebook and started typing. I watched her compose a post, delete it, start over. What are you doing? I'm telling the truth. Finally. She showed me her phone. The post read, I owe my daughter Maya a public apology. She planned and paid for my entire 60th birthday party while I gave her sister all the credit. This is a pattern I've perpetuated for years, overlooking Maya's contributions while praising Amelia's. Maya, I'm sorry. You deserved better from me. You've always deserved better. Don't post that because you feel guilty about the media attention. I'm not posting it because of the media. I'm posting it because it's true. She hit publish. Within minutes, the comments started rolling in. Supportive messages, people sharing their own stories, family members chiming in with their own apologies. Jordan commented, About time, Aunt Lorraine. Maya deserved this acknowledgement years ago. Uncle Taylor, proud of you for doing the right thing, sis. But then I saw another comment that made my stomach drop. Amelia. Mom, how could you? You're throwing me under the bus for Maya's tantrum. I can't believe my own mother is siding with strangers on the internet over her own daughter. She's not going to forgive you for this, I told Mom. Maybe not. But I can't keep protecting her feelings at the expense of yours. My phone started ringing. Kayla. Maya, are you seeing your mom's Facebook post? It's being shared everywhere. She's here. She drove down to apologize in person. How do you feel? I looked at Mom, sitting on my couch, staring at her phone as more comments poured in. She looked smaller somehow. Older. I don't know yet. After Kayla hung up, Mom and I sat in silence for a while. I brought something else, she said finally. She reached into her purse and pulled out the portrait I'd painted of her, the one I'd given her before the party. I want you to have it back. Why? Because I don't deserve it. Not yet. Maybe someday, if I can prove I've changed, you'll paint me another one. But this one was painted by a daughter who still believed her mother loved her unconditionally. I broke that. She set the painting on my coffee table and stood up. I should go. I know you probably need space to process all this. Mom, wait. She turned back. The foundation I'm starting. The first grant is called The Discarded One. It's for artists whose work has been overlooked or credited to others. She nodded, tears in her eyes. That's perfect. You're going to help so many people. I'm having the launch party next month. Same rooftop where your birthday was. That's fitting. I want you to know you're not invited. She nodded again, not arguing. I understand. But maybe someday, if things change, if you really change. I hope so, Maya. I really hope so. After she left, I sat holding the portrait I'd painted of her. In it, she was smiling that guarded smile, the one she wore in family photos. The one that said everything was perfect when it wasn't. I propped it against the wall where it could catch the evening light. Maybe someday I'd paint her again. But if I did, it would be different. It would be honest. The rooftop looked completely different this time. Instead of cream and gold, everything was painted in bold colors, deep purples, electric blues, vibrant oranges. My paintings hung on easels around the space, each one tagged with a small placard. Maya Marshall, founder, The Discarded One Foundation. 5 minutes until showtime, Kayla said, adjusting the microphone at the podium. You ready for this? I looked out over the city skyline, the same view I'd stared at during Mom's party while watching Amelia take credit for my work. Tonight, 100 people were here to celebrate something I'd built from scratch. I'm ready. The guests started arriving. Art collectors, journalists, other artists who'd applied for grants. Patricia from the Morrison Foundation flew in from New York. Lawrence, the high school friend whose Facebook comment had started everything, brought his photographer to document the event. Maya! A woman with short gray hair approached me. I'm Dr. Susan Martinez. I've been following your story since the beginning. I'm a family therapist, and I've started using your video in sessions with clients who struggle with similar dynamics. Really? Your story gave them language for experiences they couldn't articulate. You've helped more people than you know. As the evening went on, I met person after person who'd been touched by my story. A woman who'd finally confronted her mother about favoritism. A man who'd recognized his own pattern of overlooking his quieter daughter. An artist who'd stopped letting her sister take credit for her work. Ladies and gentlemen, I said into the microphone as the crowd gathered, thank you for being here tonight. This rooftop holds special significance for me. It's where I learned that sometimes the people who claim to love you the most can make you feel the most invisible. I looked out at the faces. Strangers who'd become supporters. Friends who'd always believed in me. family members who'd finally found their voices. But it's also where I learned that visibility isn't something you wait for someone else to give you. It's something you create for yourself. I gestured to the paintings around us. Every piece you see tonight was created by an artist whose work has been overlooked, undervalued, or credited to someone else. Tonight, we see them. We celebrate them. We fund their dreams. The applause was thunderous. The first discarded one grant goes to Maria Santos, whose murals have been transforming her community for years, while her male colleagues got the gallery shows. Maria stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. "Thank you for seeing me," she whispered as I handed her the check. "Thank you for never stopping your work, even when no one was looking." The evening continued with more grant presentations, more stories of recognition finally given. I was talking to a journalist when I saw a familiar figure at the edge of the crowd. Jordan. He approached cautiously. "Maya, I hope it's okay that I came. I know you didn't invite family, but I wanted to support what you're building here. You were the first person to publicly back up my story. You're not just family, you're an ally. How are you doing? Really?" I looked around the rooftop, at the celebration of work that would have remained invisible without this platform. "I'm good, Jordan. Better than good. And Mom? Amelia?" "Mom's been going to therapy. She sends me updates sometimes, but we're not ready to rebuild yet." "Maybe someday." "And Amelia?" "Amelia started her own blog about being canceled by family. It has 12 followers." Jordan laughed. "What about Antonio?" "Last I heard, he was sliding into some influencer's DMs. Amelia dodged a bullet there." As the evening wound down, I found myself alone on the rooftop for a moment, looking out at the city lights. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Hi Maya, this is Emma. I'm 16, and I watched your video with my mom. We've been talking about our family dynamics, and she's finally seeing how she's been treating me versus my sister. We're going to therapy together. Thank you for giving me hope that things can change." I screenshot the message and added it to the folder on my phone labeled "Why This Mattered." It had over 3,000 screenshots now. "Maya?" Kayla appeared beside me. "The photographer wants one more shot of you with your paintings." I walked over to where my artwork was displayed. Pieces I'd created over the years, finally hanging in a space where they were seen, appreciated, credited correctly. "Can you tell us about this one?" the photographer asked, pointing to a canvas covered in overlapping silhouettes. "It's called The Invisible Ones," I said. "I painted it before all this happened, when I still thought being overlooked was just my normal. And now?" I looked around the rooftop, at the empty champagne glasses and the grant recipients still chatting excitedly about their projects, at the business cards scattered on tables and the contact information exchanged, at the foundation I'd built from the ashes of my family's dysfunction. Now I know that being discarded by some people just means you're free to be claimed by the right ones. The photographer smiled. "Perfect. That's your quote for the article." As I helped clean up, I found a handwritten note that someone had left on the registration table. "Dear Maya, I'm the mom who wrote to you months ago about apologizing to my daughter. We're here tonight together. She's applying for next year's grant. Thank you for saving our relationship. Jennifer and Katie." I looked around the room until I spotted them, a middle-aged woman and a young artist, both wearing paint-stained clothes, both beaming as they looked at the displayed artwork. I walked over to them. "Jennifer, I'm Maya. I got your email months ago." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. "You changed our family. Katie's been invisible for so long and I didn't even see it." Katie, who looked about 25, smiled shyly. "Your video made me realize I wasn't crazy. That I deserved to be seen. You do deserve to be seen. Both of you." As the last guests filtered out, I stood alone on the rooftop one final time. The same space where I'd been erased was now the birthplace of something that would ensure other people never felt invisible again. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom. Saw the photos from tonight online. I'm proud of you. I know I don't have the right to say that yet, but I am. I typed back, thank you. Then I added, I'm proud of me too. Turns out, the best way to build a family is to start with the ones who were never invited to the table in the first place.